Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no. Honest to God, you guys are the most supportive fans that any podcaster could ever have who's ever had the privilege of sitting behind a podcast microphone producing a show out of his bedroom. Literally, I have nothing. I financed a YouTube channel $4,500 later, somewhere between $4,200 and $4,500 later, bought a Logitech Brio camera, an advanced microphone, a new game chair, lights for the back, stuffies, and had this whole setup from out of nowhere, and I'm not even monetized, and you guys keep hitting my subscribe button. Honest to God, I will never live long enough to be able to say thank you and express my appreciation for each and every one of you. That is undeniably going to last forever. And that is more than you're going to ever get out of any other podcaster who is dropping Descendants and Zombies videos for you every single day on their YouTube channel. Or at least they make you believe that they're posting Descendants and Zombies content every single day on their YouTube channel. This guy will never let you down. He will always be here, and I will always have something in relation to Descendants and Zombies for you up on this YouTube channel. I can never put into words my expression of appreciation for each and every one of you, never enough. I don't know where I'd be without each and every one of you, to be honest with you. You're the greatest fans in the world. When I seemingly have had nothing and came back from obscurity, you guys were always there for me, always believing in me, never counting me out. Always believed that one day I would rise above out of the abyss and come back stronger than ever. And undoubtedly this YouTube channel has risen out of the abyss. It has come back stronger than ever up against every single critic that we have seen and encountered from Descendants and Zombies. I don't know what I'd do without each and every one of you. We are just a little over a month away from the premiere of Zombies. We are up to, June 14th now. So we are less than a month away from the premiere of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires. I am really excited about it. Yesterday was Friday the 13th. Thank you so much for joining me for those two videos I dropped on my YouTube channel. I was always superstitious, always afraid of walking under ladders, having black cats cross my path, running into vampires and zombies in the woods, which seems quite exhilarating. I was always a fan of Hotel Transylvania, too. Some of the most successful animated classics have been based off vampires and werewolves and horror fictional characters, and I loved Hotel Transylvania. I felt somewhat shafted by Hollywood again when one of the characters was drawn inspiration from me. It really broke my heart when I saw that, but it was really cool seeing him into karaoke, loving to sing songs, and having this exuberant personality. His name was Jonathan. And then they put the Snow White love interest in the movie, the live action. His name was Jonathan, after I had never heard his name before, after reading so many variations of Snow White through the years. So I might have to go after Hollywood for copyright infringement, and hopefully you guys are with me on that. Apparently, according to the Descendants books, Red is supposed to get a love interest in Descendants 5, Wicked Wonderland. His name is Ace. And the All of the Lost books, there are a total of 9 of these dropped. I have never had the opportunity to read the Descendants books, but they have sold millions of copies, and 4 of them have made it to the New York Times bestseller list. So I'm really excited to see if we'll see any more books make it to the franchise, if we'll see any more movies. I am not closing the door on the possibility of Descendants 6, which is why I think that Newfoundland, this island that I reside on, is a beautiful location to shoot Descendants because of the scenery. It is absolutely gorgeous. I would love to take the cast around, have the writers and producers and directors take a look at some of these sceneries. The ocean is incredibly beautiful. I spent a lot of my life away from the ocean. And when you take that out of the equation and you can no longer see the ocean, it really emotionally affects you. I spent 15 months away from the ocean when I was trying to put my life back together shortly after my mom had passed away from cancer. She had 2 very extensive battles with cancer and very brutal battles with cancer at that. And I was trying to put my life back together, and I spent 15 months away from the ocean, and it was so difficult being able to do that. But hosting my podcast with all of you guys, my original podcast, really helped me put my life back together. You guys have seemingly been the answer to everything. I've always wanted the opportunity to do something with Descendants and Zombies because these 2 franchises have captivated millions of hearts, and you can see why. The powerful music, the powerful messages, beautiful, beautiful cast that I would love the opportunity to have the opportunity to work with, have the opportunity to meet. I would love to know what their opinions are on life, because they are very opinionated when it comes to speaking to the media. They don't shy away from answering any questions. I really appreciated how Ruby Rose Turner exemplified the chance of portraying another character, the portrayal of Rapunzel, if not her character Bridget in Descendants: The Rise of Red, who was so vibrant, so bubbly. The song Life is Sweeter When You Are was a bubblegum type song that instantly got stuck in my head. I haven't been able to get it out of my head ever since. And I love that song. I'm pretty much like each and every one of you. You can catch me listening to it on my Bluetooth speaker every morning. I kid you not. I'm surprised I haven't got noise complaints from my neighbor, because I stream that song every single morning on my Bluetooth speaker and on YouTube. How many of you listen to the Descendants music on YouTube? Disney Channel Music on YouTube. They changed it from the Descendants YouTube channel over to Disney Channel Music. And I really love how there are so much Descendants content on the YouTube channel for Disney Channel Music, and so much Zombies content, and because we're getting closer to the Zombies for Dawn of the Vampires movie. I've studied folk literature. I've studied horror characters for forever: Dracula, Frankenstein, the Wolfman, zombies. So I know that the history of zombies goes all the way back to the 16th century. I would also like to see some scenes shot in a castle for zombies. Probably by Zombies 5 we'll see more detailed scenes shot. I would love to see them shoot some scenes for zombies in locations like Romania, Transylvania, which you actually have to go through a woods to get to. If you've done any history on, landmarks and stuff like that, you actually get to a point where you have to cross woods, go through a woods to get to Romania and Transylvania, and it is so exuberant knowing that. I would love to do that in the nighttime. I would love to take myself up on the opportunity to shoot some scenes for zombies also in the nighttime. Cross the woods to get to Transylvania and Romania, and shoot some scenes for zombies in the nighttime, because they used to shoot these scenes from 5 o'clock in the evening up until 5 a.m. in the morning, so you had like 15 hours of shooting these scenes. I don't know if I'd be able to do it, but I think it would be so much fun doing that. I used to DJ years ago, and I'd go to birthday parties and weddings and stuff, and I would be DJing from, say, 7 p.m. at night right up until 5 a.m. in the morning, and I would be literally blitzed out of my mind. It was so much fun. So I loved the opportunity to shoot some scenes for Descendants. The chemistry that these stars have is absolutely unbelievable for Descendants and Zombies. And I don't know why, for the life of me, they just don't bring the two franchises together for a movie. If they can do it for an on-stage production, we've seen it so many times over the years. Hannah Montana and the Jonas Brothers coming on stage for a on-stage production. We're seeing it with the Zombies and Descendants. For the life of me, I don't know why they just don't combine the two franchises into a movie. Nickelodeon used to do it all the time with iCarly and Victorious and these spin-off TV shows. So I think what we could see for Descendants and Zombies is a movie where the two franchises come together in some kind of storyboard, presented some kind of plot that would unfold. I'm like all of you too. I miss the original Descendants cast. I miss Dove Cameron's portrayal of Mel. I very quickly fell in love with Dove Cameron, seemingly overnight years ago. About 10 years ago, I was head over heels in love with Dove Cameron. And I was posting so many videos about Dove Cameron on my YouTube channel because I appreciated her so much, because I knew that you guys had a love and appreciation for Dove Cameron that wasn't going anywhere. People were emailing me about Dove Cameron, telling me to check Dove Cameron out, so I took myself up on the opportunity. I gave it a chance and almost instantly fell in love with Dove Cameron. I don't know if it was her way to sing a song and really bring it to life, how she could express emotion, how she was so funny to watch, but I remember, falling down, breaking my arm, going into the doctor, and he told me I had to go home and recuperate, and all I could do was watch Disney Channel, I kid you not, and it was all, I couldn't move my arm and stuff for about a month, and I was watching Liv and Maddie, Descendants over and over again. I think I broke my arm in 2017. I had to have a steel plate put in my left arm, and of course I can't bend it entirely anymore, but I had a steel plate put in my left arm, and for that and for wrestling. And I think that, getting the opportunity to watch so many episodes of Liv and Maddie while I was injured, getting the opportunity to watch Descendants over and over again, I somewhat binged the series, gave me a greater appreciation for it. There was so much magic. It was an action-adventure musical. Originally, it was supposed to have just been an action-adventure, and then it was turned into a musical because of what Kenny Ortega did with it. Now, these new directors and producers are trying to reintroduce and reimagine Descendants in a whole new way, and I think they've really been able to do it. British Columbia is a beautiful place to shoot Descendants. The water is really warm over there this time of year. For those of you who have not experienced British Columbia, I highly recommend that you ever take yourself up on the opportunity to check out the scenery in British Columbia. Beautiful people reside there. The water is incredibly warm, beautiful scenery, and if you've never been to British Columbia, Canada, you probably should take yourself up on the opportunity to do it. And if you've never been to New Zealand, where they are currently finishing up filming for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, you should go there too. Beautiful people, beautiful location, and I really respect them for choosing New Zealand over Toronto to shoot the fourth installment of this franchise. You can pretty much rest assured there is going to be a fifth Zombies. We don't know the title yet, but of course the new cast members are being introduced into this to secure the future of it. I would also like the opportunity to work with the new cast because I've been dying to get back into vampire slaying. For those of you who don't know, I'm the first guy to kill a vampire in over 100 years, and I haven't had the opportunity to do just that in a very long time, since at least 1998, when I would offer extras who were wrestlers to be part of the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So basically what would happen, if they needed extra members of the Vampire Horde, I would take myself up on the opportunity to call different wrestlers. They would ask me to do it, and I got people like Vader, I got people like Hulk Hogan to be a part of it, and yeah, it was a whole lot of fun, and I haven't had nothing to do with vampire slaying in a long time, so I would like to take myself up on the opportunity to do that all over again. I would also like to see Ruby Rose Turner help me build game chairs and build pies in my kitchen, and I give you my word that if Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell, Mila Baker want to live here instead of living in a trailer, they can blow up my kitchen by baking pies. I will go out and buy reciprocal lights that I will hook up in my kitchen like you see there in the back, and I will stream them dancing to the routines of Life is Sweeter When You Are, Fight of Our Lives, out of my kitchen. You're saying to yourself, is that really possible? Well, it can only be made possible if you hit my subscribe button, because if you hit my subscribe button, my YouTube channel will get pushed further out into the YouTube algorithm. Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell will see these videos. I will have the opportunity to meet Ruby Rose Turner and Kylie Cantrell, and a lot of fun stuff will happen following that. You know, I was one of these guys, I've always been one of these guys who have been very supportive of what you love and what you appreciate. So I give you my word that I will do my best to give you the best Descendants and Zombies analogies and commentaries that you will find anywhere on the internet. Why? Because you deserve it. How many times do you go on YouTube and you see all these videos about Descendants and Zombies that seemingly at the end of the day make no sense? I've always wanted something better for each and every one of you, and I'm going to go out of my way to give you just that, something better than what you deserve. Because you see all these people posting these videos literally 7 to 12 minutes long about Descendants and Zombies that at the end of the day make no sense to each and every one of you. They do it by what's called filling their YouTube channel up with fake subscribers, and once they get fake subscriptions, about 25,000 fake bots, they only allow you to upload so many bots to your YouTube channel every single day. So once you get so many bots accumulated on your YouTube channel, say 15,000, the YouTube algorithm, it affects the YouTube algorithm, and it pushes that channel that is showcasing Descendants and Zombies content further up into the algorithm, so that someone like you walking through the woods or driving your side-by-side through it will find that YouTube channel and subscribe to it. I want you to know that I don't use that. My YouTube channel is organically grown, which means that you, the individual, hits the subscribe button and pushes this YouTube channel further out into the YouTube algorithm so that somebody else can find it. So your phone serves as a beacon of light. Your phone, your tablet, what have you. So somebody else out there that appreciates this content just as much as each and every one of you have will find it and join this community. I love this community. So many people have supported and subscribed to this community. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the guy hosting this show. Maybe it's my voice. Maybe you love my voice being the voice of Descendants and Zombies. I don't know. But you guys have never ever quit on me, so I want to show you my appreciation and my love for each and every one of you in these two franchises by giving you the best analogies and best commentaries that you won't find anywhere else. Today is a beautiful day outside. I've got a lot on my mind, but each and every one of you helped me through it, and you don't realize how much of a help and assistance you are by hitting my subscribe button. I got a couple of new subscribers just the other night. The thing is, you know, I don't get a whole lot of surges on the YouTube channel. What a surge is probably 1,000 subscribers within the period of 2 days. I've had a couple of surges on my YouTube channel, but I don't get enough of them. So I only get about 4 or 5 subscribers every couple of videos that I upload. But I notice as you continue to distribute content, say 1 video per day, on a YouTube channel, the YouTube algorithm is affected. It will push the YouTube channel and the videos further out there, and somebody will subscribe 1 to 2 subscribers per day. But one thing you got to know about me is I love when I see my subscriber count increasing because I organically grow this YouTube channel. I have financed this YouTube channel unbelievably over the last 6 months. New camera, new microphone. You know, I only wish that years ago when Hannah Montana was at the heights of its popularity, I had a Logitech Brio camera and could have produced videos that were so high-tech years ago because I probably would have 1 million subscribers now. I used to host a show out of my mother's basement. I didn't live in New York. I didn't live in New Zealand. I didn't live in Australia. I didn't live in Chicago, so I wasn't taking the subway home after work and coming home to a basement recording a podcast. What I would do is I would record my podcast out of Canada before having other opportunities offered to me after my podcast eventually was seen by people and discovered. I eventually got into professional wrestling coverage by 2006 after starting my career in 1999 in my mom's basement. August 15th, 1999, when the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Mandy Moore, Britney Spears were at the heights of their popularity. Kylie Control has always wanted the opportunity to go back and live through the 90s. I would love to give her the opportunity to do that, pull a Phineas and Ferb, build the time machine, and go back in time and do it, do the whole abracadabra thing, because living through the 90s was an unbelievable experience. And let me tell you this, kids, if I could go back in history and live through the 90s and experience it for what they were worth, seeing the rise of bands like NSYNC, the Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Will Smith, all over again, play board games like Friday the 13th, Dead End Drive. I would love to be able to do that. Let me rephrase that. 13 Dead End Drive, which was produced by Milton Bradley, Trouble, Hungry Hungry Hippos, Twister, and even the water version of it, playing Bop It all over again. The 1990s was so incredible. Of course, you had movies at the top of their popularity like I Know What You Did Last Summer. Scream was also another one. Jaws was a blockbuster in 1975, and then from there, 1975 through 1978, you had movies like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Scream, incredible. And I would love the opportunity to go back in the 1990s and live through it with Kylie Contrell. I'm going to miss Ruby Rose Turner. I don't know how they can do Descendants without her. She was so vibrant, so full of life, and I'm sure I'm the only one that is in that same boat. I would venture to say I've got millions of Ruby Rose Turner supporters who have found this YouTube channel and have put their hearts out there for Ruby Rose Turner. I wanted to let you guys know something. There is nothing wrong with that. And if you want to continue to support Ruby Rose Turner with or without her as part of Descendants, then go for it. I don't think we've seen or heard the last of Ruby in Descendants. I have posed the opportunity for them to make her Rapunzel in the Descendants franchise. I've shown videos of her wanting to be Rapunzel for the Descendants franchise or the live action for what feels like forever, and I'm still in the corner of Ruby, and I want to support her for that. I call her Rube. I've been infatuated with Ruby ever since Coop and Cammy Asked the World. Only got 2 seasons. That was a crying shame. Gabby Durning and the Unsittables fell victim to the same type of criticism and only got 2 seasons. But I've seen a lot of footage on Kylie Contrell's Facebook fan page over the past couple of days, and I love seeing it because Kylie Contrell is also someone who is very vibrant, so full of life, and that's the reason why Kylie Contrell and Ruby Rose Turner have been friends for forever. That's the reason why Roland Blanchard and Sabrina Carpenter have been friends for forever. A lot of suggestions have been thrown the way of Disney for the Tangled live action. A couple of suggestions: Sabrina Carpenter, Ruby Rose Turner, Ashley Tisdale, but I think I would prefer Ruby in the catbird seat to be Rapunzel. If you could have Meg Donnelly shut down to be Supergirl and have that honor taken by Millie Alcott for the upcoming Superman movie this July, which has been filmed and shot. They finished up production of that one. Really heartbroken over that. You can have Ruby Rose Turner come in and be Rapunzel any day of the week or any day of my life. I love her to death. The only problem I've had with Ruby is she's had the crush on Justin Bieber for forever. The only thing he's going to do for her is take her to Best Buy when he finds out she doesn't have a TV, buy her the most expensive one, take her home and set it up for him, and I can do the same thing. So Rube, if you're watching this video, definitely I'm coming for you. And if you are a vampire watching this video, I also want to put it out there that I am coming for you to kick your ass. I say that because I've had so much fun studying vampires, studying werewolves, studying zombies, so I really appreciate how Disney has come into this really sci-fi realm where anything is possible, and I think this is the way Disney should have been perceiving things for forever. If you have access to $158 billion in revenue, the possibilities are literally endless. And that is what these critics are trying to make you believe, that the possibilities have really come to an end. We've come to a fork in the road. And really we have come to a fork in the road, because you can take a path to the right that will lead you down a path of obscurity and uncertainty, which means that these Descendants of Zombies videos won't add up and something will seem very suspicious. Or you can stay right here on this YouTube channel and hear great commentaries and great opinions about people like Kylie Contrell and Ruby Rose Turner, whom a lot of people were criticizing for over 45 minutes on YouTube when The Rise of Red first premiered in July of 2024. I don't want to criticize these guys. I want to give them a chance, especially with these new characters making their introductions into Descendants and seeing their introductions for the very first time. I'm not closing the book on Descendants. I'm not closing the book on Happily Ever After and how fairy tales don't exist, because they do. And I think that a lot of critics out there sit in their game chairs every single night behind a podcast microphone, or every second night, rather, and criticize it because they know that's not what you want to hear. I want to give you what you want to hear. I want to give you what you appreciate. And my only hope is that you're going to think this guy hosting this podcast is really cool, really sweet, and hit a subscribe button. I would love to push this YouTube channel up over 2,700 subscribers, and it's ever closer to 3,000. But in order for that to happen, you've got to hit the subscribe button. You've got to hit the like button so the YouTube algorithm will recognize it. The YouTube algorithm is pretty much just you guys, a lazy way of describing the people watching these videos, and that's no respect to you. You're an individual who loves Descendants and Zombies, searching it up every day, probably using your parents' YouTube, I don't know. But I know that you fans are the most supportive ever that I've ever had the privilege of creating videos for, and I just want to keep you here, and I just want to keep you happy with the videos that you are seeing. Yeah, I've said that I wanted to experience undersea cave diving and blow the bejesus out of sharks and stuff on this YouTube channel with a bazooka, but I would love to dive under the sea and check out some of the caves like was offered to the Zombies cast recently. This Zombies 4 Down of the Vampires is going to present the first Hannah Montana Camp Rock feel since the Disney Channel Revolution, which was the time when High School Musical, Hannah Montana, and Wizards were at the heights of their popularity. I lived through that. I've seemingly had the opportunity to live through every generation of Disney, and that's why I'm here with a diamond patterned sweater on today, perceiving myself as a prince out of the Descendants franchise. The Princes and Descendants really didn't get it done for me, and now that we have yet to see Red's love interest, see his introduction to this one could assume it could be Ace based off of the books and the plot that unfolded. I would love to be Red's interest and really bring this one to life. I'd love the opportunity to drive us side by side through a rabbit hole. Me and my buddies years ago used to take ourselves up in the opportunity to drive up in the mountains. I thought I was going to die. I watched my life flash before my very eyes, but it looks like a whole lot of fun. I don't think anything is not possible. I think that every dream is achievable, and if there's one thing that Ruby Rose Turner's character Bridget was able to achieve for us, is that we just got to stand up to our bullies. We got to believe in our dreams, and really anything is possible. Don't ever let anybody lead you down the path of obscurity and uncertainty, and that's why I'm here. I moved into this house over a year ago. I thought to myself, what could I create and put together with people who love Descendants and Zombies? And I thought creating a YouTube channel that spread a message of kindness would be the most effective way of doing it. Lo and behold, I'm sitting here today on this podcast behind this microphone with over 3,000 subscribers, whom I'm very fortunate to have, because you could be on anybody else's YouTube channel checking out their content, but you're here with me, and I can't thank you enough for it, and I will never live long enough to express my appreciation to you, the person watching this video. Wherever you are today and tonight, whenever you're watching this video, whenever you're checking out my YouTube channel and its content, know this, from one heart to another, I can't do it without you. If you're somebody who is a returning subscriber, hi, it's nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back. And if you're someone who has yet to subscribe, a first-time watcher of this YouTube channel, hi. I hope I didn't let you down. Beautiful, beautiful people, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Some of you are dancers, some of you are artists, some of you are artistes in the way of music and paintings. I love it, and I love checking out your Descendants content. Some of your fan art is amazing. Thank you so much for just being here and being a part of this incredible journey that this YouTube channel has been on for the better part of the last year. For those of you who are unfamiliar with who I am a podcaster, originally a professional wrestling podcaster for over 25 years, and I hosted every podcast that had something to do with professional wrestling for every major wrestling website on the internet, and that could have been anywhere. WrestleZone.com, ProWrestling.com, GlobalWrestling.it over in Italy. I did some stuff in the United Kingdom and Germany, Europe. I had a whole lot of fun, so I had an opportunity to actually go to Romania and Transylvania and do a lot of studying there, and it was kind of a really rare experience that was bestowed upon me. A lot of rare experiences in my life. But I can't thank you guys enough for supporting this YouTube channel and getting me back into the swing of things, because when I seemed to have faded off into obscurity and couldn't make sense of my own life and put it back together, you guys somehow helped me put the pieces of my heart that were missing back together when I seemingly had nobody. I had each and every one of you, and that is a beacon of light, that is a beacon of support that has brought me back from obscurity and out of the abyss and the proverbial dead. I can't thank you enough, and I will kick ass as a vampire slayer because of each and every one of you one day really, really soon. So what do you say we take this opportunity to watch this latest Dove Cameron video, one of her latest interviews promoting the compilation Too Much, which was the sequel to Alchemical in 2024. A lot of people said she had given up on her career. That wasn't the case, and she explains that in this interview, and I'm really excited to be watching this interview with you for the very first time. So if you get a moment, please hit my subscribe button.
Yes, but there is so much talk about you and the Britney biopic.
There is?
Everyone wants you to play her.
That shocks me so bad. That shocks me down.
You don't see those comments?
No, I don't at all.
You've been like the top 3 that everyone's saying.
I don't know. I think it's just because right now I'm blonde and people know I can sing, but girl, I cannot dance like that. Like, give it to Tate McRae. Like, I want Tate McRae to play Britney.
Take some choreo classes. You'll be right there. What are you talking about?
Girl, you gotta be dancing like that since you were 6 to move like Tate McRae and Britney. Like, they're too good. No, but you really do need someone who can dance like that. Like, if I ever do a biopic, I would need to do someone who was like mainly a vocalist.
Lana. I could see Lana.
I look nothing like Lana. I really think, you know what I really, really think about biopics? Honestly, as an actor, this is a terrible thing for me. Like, as someone who's not an unknown actor, this is a bad thing for me to say. You gotta start casting unknowns. You gotta start casting unknowns. And I really want someone who really looks like that person.
I just want to say this. Way too many people jump to conclusions when it comes to Dove Cameron. I know we should close the book on her reprising her role as Mel. I've heard that time and time again. But let me just say this for the people who believe that we will see her again as part of the Descendants franchise reprising that role. Anything is possible. I've had my doubts about Dove Cameron in the past, but after I've seen what she's done after she left Disney trying to leave her Disney past behind her, I think anything is literally possible, really possible with Dove Cameron. Don't ever let your guard down about Dove Cameron because you never know when she is going to surprise you. I know she's been through a lot in her personal life, battling with her battle with depression. She's been through so much as a young child since the age of 12 years old, seeing her friend get killed by her father. The depressional state she was in because of Ryan McCartan and Thomas Doherty, that has been documented, and I was anything but supportive of their treatment of Dove Cameron. Let me just say this. Dove Cameron deserves to be the way that she wants to be and who she wants to be, and I think we should all be in Dove Cameron's corner because of it. A lot of people were saying in the way of criticism, throwing a lot of criticism Dove Cameron's way about how she had given up on her career, taking about a year and a half reprieve from everything she was doing, and then she comes back with this phenomenal performance of Too Much, and I think we just immediately resorted to criticism when we really didn't have to. So I think we need to really back off Dove Cameron, give her a chance, and see where she goes from here, because I think promising things and a profitable future is in store for Dove Cameron, and I'm really excited about it to see where we go from here. With that being said, once again, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. We are almost at 2,690 subscribers, edging ever closer to 2,700 subscribers and 300 away from 3,000. Let's see if we can push this YouTube channel that much closer to 3,000 subscribers, and if not that 2,700, 10 more away from that milestone. As I sit behind this podcast microphone looking out through my window this gorgeous day, the scenery here in Newfoundland is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to say thank you so much. Ever since I moved into this house and got this podcast started up again, you guys have brought me back from seemingly obscurity, and I can never thank you enough. From one heart to another, I love each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. So what do you say we take this opportunity to go spread some kindness, and spread that kindness right now. Bye, YouTube. We will do it again in a couple of days.